Oh, there is something about spring in the Maritimes that brings everything back to life. The snow starts to melt, the sun feels just a little warmer, and if you're lucky, you know someone who is tapping maple trees. Join us as we head out to visit our son and his fiance, and they teach us how to make maple syrup. We headed out for our first lesson in early March when there was still lots of snow. This turned out to be so much more than making maple syrup, an opportunity to be totally immersed in nature, a time to connect with family, and an opportunity to learn about a very old Canadian tradition. In that whole nature thing, it wasn't all rainbows and puppy dog tails. We weren't quite as agile as they were navigating the snow, ice, and water. But they waited for us. And once we made it through, the magical process began, and it all started with getting the trees ready to be tapped. First up, drill the holes.
And you point up a little bit.
Maple trees need to be around 30 to 40 years old to be tapped or have a diameter of 10 to 12 inches. Only one tap per tree so that you don't damage the tree.
Yep, keep going. That's it.
Then we placed the spiles. I kept wanting to call them spouts.
Tap in now. Good.
Here come the buckets. I was feeling quite proud to drill my first hole and hang my first bucket. With the site supervisor, of course. Now it's time for Mother Nature to do her thing. We head home and make our way back a couple weeks later. There are signs of spring all around. As winter comes to an end and spring starts to emerge, the cold nights and warmer days create the perfect sap running conditions. These are the days when the temperature is below freezing at night but above freezing in the day. The pressure change created by the temperature difference helps to push the sap out. Sometimes those temperatures get a little too low and you get maple sickles. But then it thaws and it continues to drip. Ooh, we're getting closer, now starting to collect the sap. So they've been doing all the hard work for the last 2 weeks. We just went up for some of the fun. They had to collect each bucket, transport it back to the house, and get it ready to boil. When you first collect the sap, it is mostly water. You need a lot of sap to make syrup. The ratio for sap production is 40-1. This means you need to boil 40 liters of sap to make 1 liter of syrup. And when tapping red maples, that ratio may be 50-1. Collecting those buckets can be exhausting. Let's get ready for the big boil. They've been doing this for 3 years. The first couple years, they boiled the old-fashioned way. Now, with a couple years' experience, they decided to build their own boiler. And what a difference it has made for them. Oh yeah, it is. It's getting a little browner now. That means it's getting down closer to the syrup.
Yeah, it's getting there, but we gotta keep putting sap in.
And with their red maples, it did turn out to be 50 liters of sap for 1 liter of syrup. They boiled for a couple weekends straight and boiled for hours. We just happened to pop in on one of their boil days. And sometimes as it nears the end, they bring it inside and put the candy thermometer in and get it to the magical temperature of 219 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you have to get that stuff into bottles. You sometimes need to get creative with how you then filter it and bottle it for that final step. Well, not quite the final step. Once it's bottled, the final step is to enjoy it. And oh, there are so many ways to enjoy it. The traditional pancakes, you can have maple glazed salmon, you can put it on toast, you can do it on the stick, which is lots of fun, you can put it in crepes. The possibilities are endless. The maple tree doesn't rush its seasons, it waits, it endures, it transforms, and in the end, it offers something precious. Through every season, the maple tree quietly works towards something sweet. Nature's way of teaching us that every season matters. Nature is pretty amazing.